In this video, we'll be looking at the different forms of linear equations. The one that we're most familiar with is the slope-intercept form, or y equal mx plus b. Another form of linear equations is the general form. In that form, all of the terms are on the left side of the equation, and it's set equal to 0. The coefficients of x, y, and the constant are all integers, so no fractions allowed, and the lead coefficient, which is the coefficient of x, has to be a positive number. Another form of linear equations is the double intercept form, and that looks like this: x over a plus y over b is equal to 1. Now, the main thing about the double intercept form is that there's always a 1 on the right side, and then the x and the y are divided by their respective intercepts. In other words, a, the number underneath the x variable, is the x-intercept, and b, which is the number in the denominator of the y term, is the y-intercept. And then the last form that we'll be looking at in this video is the point-slope form, and that's given by y minus y1 equals m times the quantity x minus x1. Now you'll notice on this one that the x here and the y don't have subscripts. Those will be left as the variables. The point has coordinates x1, y1, and then m is the slope. And let's do a few problems. Our first problem, we're asked to write y equal negative 7/3 x plus 1/5 in general form. So the first thing I would do on this is to multiply both sides of this equation by the least common denominator. And that would remove those denominators on the fraction. So we start with y equal negative 7/3 x plus 1/5, and we're going to multiply both sides by 15. So multiply here by 15, and multiply this term by 15, and multiply this term by 15. So my problem now is 15y is equal to, and the 3 cancels with the 15 5 times, and the 5 in this denominator divides the 15 3 times. So I have a negative 7 times 5, and then on this one I have 1 times 3, which is 3. So I now have 15y equals negative 35x plus 3. Now for general form, we want to take all of our terms to one side of the equation and have it set equal to 0. Since my x is negative on the right side, I'm going to move all my terms to the left. So I'll add 35x to both sides, and I'll subtract 3 from both sides. These all will cancel on the right side, and I end up with 35x plus 15y minus 3 equals 0. Let's look at another one. In this, we're asked to write y equal negative 7/3 x plus 1/5 in double intercept form. Now remember, in double intercept form, we want a 1 on one side. So my first step, I would move this x term to the left side. So let's add 7/3 x to both sides. These will cancel, and I now have 7/3 x plus y is equal to 1/5. Now to get a 1 on this right side, I need to multiply both sides by 5. So I'm going to multiply by 5 here, and on this term, and on this term. So I now have 35 over 3 times x plus 5y is equal to 1. So now I have my 1 constant on the right side. The next step is get the numerators just x and just y. So I'll rewrite this just to make it a little easier to see. I have 35. The x is in the numerator since it's over 1 right now. And that's over 3. And then this one is 5y over 1. Okay. So to get x by itself, I need to multiply to get rid of this 35. So I'm going to multiply top and bottom by 1/35. And then on this one, I want just y up here. So I'll multiply top and bottom by 1/5. These 35s cancel, and I end up with x over, and then when I multiply 1/35 times 3, I get 3 over 35. On this one, the 5 in the denominator here cancels with this 5, and I have just y in the numerator, and then in the denominator I have 1/5. So this is my double intercept form. And basically what it's saying then is my x-intercept is 3 over 35, and my y-intercept is 1/5. Let's do one more. I'm asked to write 2x minus 3y plus 4 in double intercept form. So again, for double intercept form, I want my constant on one side. So let's move the 4 from the left side to the right side. I'll subtract 4 from both sides. These will cancel. And I now have 2x minus 3y equals -4. Since I want a 1 here, I'll divide every term by -4. This becomes 1 on the right side. And I'm going to simplify before I do any more. 2 over -4 is the same as 1 over -2. So this term simplifies to x over -2. Negative divided by negative is positive, and then I have 3y over 4. I still need to get this 3 off of here because I just want a y up there. So I'll multiply top and bottom by 1/3. So that gives me a double intercept form of x over -2 plus, and these 3's cancel, y over 1 times 4 is 4/3. So this is my double intercept form. Tells me that my x-intercept is -2 and my y-intercept is 4/3.